Greetings, Lorna Campbell, outside the Trinity Community Centre in Dalston. This week we've seen the dignitaries from all over the world fly to South Africa to pay tribute to Nelson Mandela, who's passed away recently. Right now I'm here to find out from community members in Dalston about what they think about Nelson Mandela. This tribute has been called in respect of Nelson Mandela's passing and is part of the 9 Nights African traditions. I'm hoping to find out what people think about his passing, how he inspired them, and how those legacies will be taken forward by future generations. This event?
I was at home and I was watching the events around Mandela's passing, and I realised that as a community we are not doing anything, we haven't done anything. So I called a couple of my friends and I said, we can't just let him pass and not do anything. So that's how the idea started. I run an African dance group called Lemashi, and for 30 years, every Wednesday, when we end our rehearsal, we end with a tribute to Mandela. 30 years. Every performance, Mandela. When he passed, nobody but my senior sister, who's from the University of West Indies, she called me immediately because she knew it's like I lost my father.
What did Nelson Mandela mean for you?
He gave me the meaning of liberation. I mean, when I first came into consciousness, the apartheid system was in strong effect. And so I grew up in an era whereby Mandela was already imprisoned and we were literally trying to fight to make sure he's released and really just spread the liberation. Regardless whether he's released or not, he was the spirit of liberation for all of us at my age at that time. Mandela was that Sheikh Shavara kind of icon for us. And so really it's really about spreading the word, spreading awareness that this man exists. We created workshops that we could take into schools and liberate our people's minds. So we used it as a vehicle of liberation.
A lot of the media and the government and politicians that knew him have been saying what an amazing man he was, and indeed he was. But, you know, my family, being from Nigeria and also observing people, elders from the Caribbean, elders from different parts of Africa, he's very typically an African man. You know, a lot of his philosophies, his thing about forgiveness, his thing about love and peace and unity. You know, all of the elders in our family, that is just their philosophy, and that is how they keep the family together. So he knew what he was doing. He was just working as an African man. So it's important for us as African people not to be sort of so carried away with the point of view, the Eurocentric point of view about what he was like, and just understand that is our way.
How did Nelson Mandela inspire you during his lifetime?
Well, fighting for equal rights and justice, he literally gave his life to the struggle. And as our ancestors before that have been struggling for many, many decades, to see a man stand so firm and strong alongside his wife Winnie, have to respect him for that, because he's fighting for equal rights and justice for everyone.
If we were for William Mandela, we would know about Nelson Mandela. You see what I'm saying? So William Mandela had a very important role in terms of Mandela's profile, especially globally and so forth. And also when it comes to the struggle of South Africa, you might automatically come to Nelson Mandela and William Mandela. So they've had an impact, especially to the struggle on my mind, in terms of where I am today, in terms of politically I am today. So, you know, the reason why I'm here, you know, is to be among the family. I just feel that spirit. I would say that if you've got a goal, you got a vision, just go for it. Go for it.
Mandela has always been my hero. And I belong to a group whereby we have Mandela in our storytelling. So when I heard there's something going on here, I decided to come and be part of it.
And what did Mandela mean to you during his lifetime?
Well, I reckon he was a hero to all black people because, I mean, he suffered, wasted his time, and in spite of everything, he had a heart of forgiveness, and that's why I love him so much. Yeah.
How are you going to take part of his legacy forward in terms of spreading the word?
With my age, I think I will try to inspire the upcoming youngsters to follow the footsteps of Mandela, because he was a great man, and I think if they follow his path, I mean, there'll be peace and harmony among the community.
In what way was he a hero to you?
If he wasn't there, then I would have still been in apartheid, and that really meant a lot to me.
What do you know about apartheid?
Apartheid is when people, blacks and whites weren't allowed to go in the same bus and same school together.
Mandela was a great force, specifically the way he could come out after all that time being in prisons and just really embrace his enemy rather than scorn the enemy, and the way he reconciled the country and tried to bring the people together even though they had been through the whole of apartheid. That's something, that's a great thing to me, one of the great things about Mandela.
And with his passing, how do you think that legacy can be taken forward?
Well, each individual has to try and be an example of Mandela, take something from his life and see how they can apply that in their life, I think, really. That would be an individual legacy. I can't speak on the legacy of the whole of South Africa, but it would be nice if his people could carry on in his light, you know.
Mandela has taught me so much. He's actually made me, he's completely revolutionized the way I think. Yeah, he teaches love, endurance, and to fight for what you really believe in. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Nothing worth having is going to be easy. But he endured for 27 years, and if he could do that, what small thing can't I do? That's what he taught me. That's why I love the man. And I will love him until I pass.